Hello, everybody. Welcome to show 2 of the Revival series that I'm starting for this winter break that we're taking for wrestling of all kinds. And for this show, we have a bit of a very special guest that he's fairly new to the wrestling scene, and he's not exactly wildly popular. He's not known by everybody. But I'm hoping that 2014 will be a good year for him. So with that, let's see who it is. Ladies and gentlemen, with the second guest on the Revival show, we have Double A. It's going pretty well. How you been doing yourself?
Great. It's kind of a bummer not being able to wrestle here in Ohio with all the snow and traffic going on.
Yeah, I feel it. Alright, well with that, let me adjust the camera real quick. Well, let's jump right into this interview. Double A, first question. What are your thoughts on your own company that you're in currently?
Well, we got off to a pretty fresh start, but I'm thinking maybe we could certainly get better in the near future because during the winter we aren't being able to wrestle. I'm practicing, and I've actually got a couple new moves in my arsenal, and I've kind of changed my wrestling style.
That's good, that's good. Second question, what are your thoughts on me, Mike Sane?
Well, I can tell you're very experienced. I checked out Reckoning, the OSTW pay-per-view, and I watched your match, and I thought it was amazing. And I was just, ecstatic. And then when I saw your Skype profile picture, I noticed, it appears that you're on, a wrestling team. So I said, oh, so that makes perfect sense. And, it's really cool to watch somebody who actually knows the sport itself to actually demonstrate it. So I think you're very good idol and a model for most backyard wrestlers who are looking for a good career in the future.
It means a lot. Speaking of that pay-per-view, a little upset that I lost, but we'll get around that sooner or later. Alright. Next question. What are your thoughts on OSTW itself?
Well, let's see. At first, when I saw it, you didn't, I started watching it at the point where there are only, 2 episodes or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to keep on watching this so I get to know this company a little better. So I kept on, watching, and I paid very close attention to the rivalry between you and Jack Andrews. And I noticed a big chemistry there, and that made me want to tune in each and every single episode that you guys made.
It's nice. Yeah, me and Jack Andrews, a lot of people may not know this, but ever since I got the trampoline, which is maybe 4 or 5 years ago, even though we weren't on YouTube, we still did matches. We would pretend to be let's say we would pick a match Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, and then I would pick Shawn Michaels, he would pick Undertaker, and we would kind of do role playing kind of, I guess. And so I would do Shawn Michaels moves, he would do Undertaker's, and we just do the match, and basically without even knowing, training for what we're doing now.
That's the thing about you practice and you practice no matter pretending to be WWE guys, TNA guys. That's how I train myself. That's how I learn. I watch them and I practice the moves. Sometimes on other people, but yeah.
I mean, it's a good way to get things done if that's the way you roll. I mean, some people, they may not be able to think of moves themselves, so they practice using other people's, and maybe other moves will come to mind, or they can kind of make inverted moves off of moves that they're using from those people.
And living in the country, and especially in Ohio, you know, you meet all these different people that have so many things in common with you. You can just walk over to hang out with them and make a couple matches, wrestle and stuff. That's how I learned.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we're going to get into the halfway point with the fourth question. Personally, what are your goals in trampoline wrestling or backyard wrestling?
I've never been an undisputed champion. Never. I've tried it, but I've always failed, and I'm still going to keep on trying it. So when I finally succeed in that goal, I plan to, you know, try to use that to motivate me for the rest of my backyard wrestling career.
That's good. Now, I have a question. Just, it's not a part, like, it's not usually a planned part of the interview, but how old are you?
I'm 13 and a half.
You kind of have an edge on a lot of people since you're starting out pretty much the same age that I did with me and Jack Andrews. So, I mean, that just shows, I mean, in a few years from now, you could be at the same skill level as us. Fifth question here. In your own personal opinion, who is the top 3 in trampoline backyard wrestling? And if you want to put them in 3, 2, 1 order, feel free, or you can just throw 3 names out there.
Top 3 in backyard wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You mean backyard wrestling companies or any like stipulation?
Any.
Wow. Well, first of all, I don't really pay attention what companies they're in. I really pay attention to who the superstars are and what superstars are in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, who's your top 3 superstars?
Oh, well, let's see. I'd have to say Cage from KBW at number 3.
Mm-hmm.
You at number 2. And recently I found this new guy when I watched Night of Reckoning, Day of Reckoning, and Santo Key. I saw his promos, and he's very interesting. I think he's my new favorite.
He's your favorite in backyard wrestling?
Now he is.
Wow.
After watching that match, you know, it was a great experience watching that.
He does have an interesting style. I'll have to say that.
You know, I expected him to be like maybe a PCW, BW superstar, like when I saw his promos. I never expected him to be an OSTW superstar because he gave subtle hints of a couple different companies where he was going to go. Mm-hmm. So I was like, what the heck? He's confusing me.
All right. Next question. What's your favorite position in trampoline backyard wrestling?
I like to be the champion because that means I'm number 1. I got a target on my chest, and tons of guys, they're going to come, you know, they're going to have like fire in their eyes, and they're going to come at me with all they got, and I'm going to be targeted. You know, I might be attacked backstage or whatever, and you know, be put in some great matches, some of the greatest experiences of my life. You know, so I enjoy that. It's a fun ride, so that's my favorite position.
I have to kind of agree with that. I think if I were to answer this question, I would say something along those lines. Just being the champion, to me, there's just some feeling it gives me. Even though I've only been champion once, the OTWA champion in my old company, and it was for a relatively short period of time, but when I had it, it gives you some feeling. And then the company ended, and like that, it was gone. So there is a bit of fire in me to get a championship back around my waist.
When the WTWF ended, that was my first company. You know, I still have the belt
Mm-hmm.
from it. Yeah, I still got the belt, so that's like a reminder. I'll have to show you it now. Let's see. I'll take a couple seconds.
Well, now that we got a little break here, Cliff Bars. Pretty freaking good. Eat them, watch OSTW, drink some chocolate milk. Wonder what he's doing. Using the restroom. Grab a snack, grab a drink. Oh, he's back. Okay, the next question would be, that's a nice belt.
Thanks, I made it.
Nice. Next question, in your opinion, who looks the best on camera?
What? You mean like?
Just
you
like
mean
when you're
wrestling, or
when
like
you're
the wrestling character?
when you're watching a show on Trampoline or Backyard Wrestling, and you see someone come out, just like when they're doing a promo, when they're doing their entrance, when they're in the middle of a match, who do you think just looks the best while doing it? Like, they don't look awkward, or they don't look like they're not meant to be there. Like, they look like they're meant to be there, and like that's what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, I'd have to say the Bulldozer from KBW, because, you know, he's big, he's bad, he's rough, he's tough, he's got the big, bad, southern, tough accent. It just scares the crap out of me. It makes me think that he's gonna break into my house and plant me with a bulldozer slam. And kill me. He just scares the crap out of me, so.
I guess that means he's doing his job.
Yeah, he is a heel.
Alright, last question. It's a two-parter now. What is your favorite wrestling hold and wrestling move?
Actually, my favorite wrestling hold, this used to be my specialty hold, the ankle lock. My favorite wrestling move, probably the German suplex. Because you don't have to be strong to hit it. There's a secret to it. You have to tuck your hips under theirs and step in and pull back.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, put all your power into it. So I've hit it on, like, the biggest guy in my company, Quint Mancuso, the Beast. That's what we call him.
Mm-hmm.
Now we call him Cusa for, I think it's retarded. And yeah, I can hit some moves on him as long as I know how to do them right.
Now, in your opinion, what do you like better, the release German suplex, or when you keep a hold of them and like pin them, or just when you finish the move but you don't like release it, but you don't go for a pin right after?
I can't choose between them. I mean, it's so unpredictable. Like, it depends on the situation of the match. I mean, take Kurt Angle, for example. Sometimes he would go for 3 German suplexes. Sometimes he would hold him there for a pin. You know, sometimes he would turn it into a jackknife cover. Sometimes he would just flat out release him, pull the straps down for the angle slam. Or I saw him fake it once and then do a outside trip into an ankle lock, and he like won a match against like Chris Benoit or something. So, I mean, I can't choose.
If I were to pick one, if I were to pick one, I would think I'd pick the release, just because the hold, it's I don't know, just a release when you just throw them back, and whether they do a backflip or they just land straight on their neck or they just go flying, I just think that looks the best.
I remember, dude, did you see WrestleMania 19? Brock Lesnar did this sick German suplex on, oh no, Kurt Angle did the sick German suplex on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar did a backflip over Kurt's head.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny.
I think it was show 6, the triple threat match between me, Jack Andrews, and Itchweed, when I basically did that, and then, well, we kind of hit heads, and I had to roll out the ring, and oh my gosh, I feel like I had a concussion for a minute or two. I just had to lay there.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing, like, you don't know if you can't predict what's gonna happen in a match. Like, once I had this super hardcore ladder match at my friend's house. You know, we hung like a Money in the Bank toy briefcase up, and we tied it to the top of his basketball hoop, and we had this ladder, and we just had a hour-long ladder match. It was amazing. You know, I had just had like a little bit of surgery on my thumb, and I didn't tell my mom that we were gonna do the match, so she was okay with me going. And it just started bleeding out of nowhere, and so to trick him, I wiped it on my head. And I laid down on the ground after he slammed me, and I pretended I was out, and then he tried to climb the ladder, but I got up there, and we got in slugfest, you know, boom, yeah, you know, punches back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, he tried to poke me in the eye, but he missed, and he got me in the eyebrow, which still kind of hurts. So, like, he grabs the briefcase, tries to hit me with it, but I punched the briefcase out of his hands, and it whacked him in the face, knocked him off the ladder. And, like, I just kept holding the briefcase, and I just jumped off the ladder as soon as I got it. I was like, ah! So that was probably the greatest match of my life, really.
I'm guessing that wasn't on YouTube, considering it was an hour long.
It's not.
Yeah. I think
I'll probably remake it someday.
The longest match I've ever done was with Jack Andrews. It was probably on a day like as cold as this day. We had about like 3 coats on, 3 pairs of pants, 2 gloves, 2 hats, hoodies, everything you could think of, and we went out there for probably about like 2.5 hours just doing like a single match.
Yeah, me and my friend Big Jack, I've done a talk show with him. You might have seen it if you watched WTWF, but I did a talk show with him where I interviewed him on speakerphone, and I had a snow match with him. It was so fun, dude. We kept on suplexing each other on the snow, and it didn't even hurt. You know, it was so fun.
Yeah.
And I got RKO'd on the snow, and I got snow in my mouth and up my nose.
Alright, well, we're going to transition to a little game here, so hold on a sec. Okay, now with the last part, I guess you can consider this part of the interview, but we're going to play a little game here. Now, I have 3 white pieces of paper and a red Sharpie, and I drew with the red Sharpie on the pieces of paper 3 different pictures. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the camera, and then I'm going to show you, and you're going to have to guess what I drew. And you can either say the obvious answer, or you can think of another answer, but just say the thing that comes to mind when you look at it.
Alright.
Okay, first up. First I'm going to show the camera. By the way, these drawings are not up to par, so you'll probably judge me for them, but we'll see.
Well, when I see that, you know, a ring, I think of a revolution started by one man, Vincent McMahon Sr. That's who I think of when I see that.
That's an interesting answer. My answer was entertainment. because in the middle of a ring, that's basically where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
Alright, second drawing. This one was a little bit difficult, but we'll see if you catch it.
Could you pull it a little farther back so I can see all of it? When I think of that, I think of a worldwide phenomenon that inspired millions of people to follow their dreams.
My answer, do you know what it was supposed to be actually?
Yeah, it's the WWE logo.
Well, it was supposed to be that on the microphone. Yeah, no, my drawing skills aren't exactly the greatest, but
Sorry.
when I wrote that, and I kind of looked at it for a minute, the first thing that kind of just came to my mind was power. Because if you have a microphone in your hand, you can project your voice to millions and millions of people. If you're at like a WWE event, you're presenting it to thousands in attendance, the millions at home. You can go on and on with that if you want to, but...
Oh, well, if it's a microphone, then I only think of 2 words. Pipe bomb.
That's a good answer, too. Alright. Last thing. This one should be a little bit easier.
A crowning achievement. A belt. A championship belt.
That's
It's what you work for.
That's kind of what I thought of when I wrote it at first. This is the first one that came to mind. It's the first one I drew, and the only word that really came to my mind was accomplishment. So all the work you put in, all the hours you spent lacing up your shoes, putting on the knee pads, putting on whatever shirt, socks to match, and then going out there, whether it's on camera or not, spending countless hours looking stupid as hell out there, but it's all worth it in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, well this will conclude our little game here, so hopefully we'll see you on further episodes in the season, and I hope you have a great 2014 wrestling career, and
Thanks.
I will see you soon.
Yeah.
We are now going into the final segment of the second show of Revival. And this is going to be How to Promo Part 2. Now, everything you see in this promo is fake, and I'm going to be making up stuff and saying random things, so if you are offended easily or you get queasy, step off the roller coaster, shut your computer down, go to sleep, rest, and come back tomorrow ready to watch and get on the roller coaster. But here we go. You see. Retake that again. You just don't understand. Shit, wrong way. You just don't understand. Damn it. I will rip your balls off. Oh, no. You are a homosexual. Oh, no, can't say that. Well, you better eat your vitamins and say your prayers, brother. Because you know when the Hulkamaniac is running through Hulko WrestleMania, that Hulk will fuck you up. The Hulk will kick your ass. Muscle milk. I will beat you so bad, I will shove this back scratcher up your ass. No, bad. No, don't say that. Oh, redo. You won't even know what hit. All too close. Redo. You don't even know what I will do to you. If this was stuck up your ass to get your temperature, it would say, "You're a bitch." That snake would beat your ass. This Sunday when we This Sunday. Wait. Shit, it wasn't on. Now that you all can hear me. Is this thing on? When me and my tag team partner Doink the Clown run wild on you, all over your body. Fuck. Damn it. Why do I keep messing up? If only someone could give me lessons. Look who... Shit. Look who it is. Alright, nobody's here. Shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a one fall singles match with Mike Zane and his opponent JHD, and the winner of this match will be the Revival World Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, boys. Where are my manners? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This has been show 2 of Revival. And I hope that you've all enjoyed it with our very special guest, Double A. Everybody go check out his channel, his company, comment, like, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe, do whatever you can, but get that kid known. He's the true future of backyard wrestling once all of us are grown and leave for real wrestling. I mean, what other young companies are there? Think about it. 2, 3, 4 more years, all of us will be gone. He will still be here entertaining you all with everything he's got. Right now, he's the most dedicated underdog out there. Do not underestimate him. Go check him out, and see you next time.